I don't know exactly where you are sitting or standing as you hear these words, but I know you've been carrying a weight that wasn't meant for your shoulders alone. And if this message speaks to your soul, I'd be honored if you joined our community by subscribing, so we can keep walking this path of faith together. There's a specific kind of silence that happens in a house just before something shifts. A quietness that feels less like peace and more like a held breath. And tonight that silence is where the warning is waiting. You might have felt it while you were washing the dishes, or perhaps it hit you in the rearview mirror as you pulled into your driveway. This nagging, persistent sense that the foundation of your family is being tested in ways you can't quite put into words. It isn't always a loud crash or a sudden storm. Sometimes the warning from God is a gentle tug on your spirit, telling you that the direction you're heading isn't where your heart is supposed to land. Think about the last time you truly looked into the eyes of the people living under your roof and saw them, not just the chores they didn't do or the bills they represent, but the flickering light of their actual souls. We get so caught up in the mechanics of surviving, making sure the rent is paid, the fridge is full, and the schedule is met, that we forget we are the guardians of a sacred space. And tonight, there is an urgency to stop the drift before the distance becomes a canyon. It's so easy to believe that we have all the time in the world, that we'll have the big talk tomorrow, or that we'll start praying together once things settle down. But the warning is that things never just settle down on their own. Life is designed to pull you apart, to distract you with 1,000 tiny glowing screens and 1,000,000 urgent but unimportant tasks, leaving the people you love most feeling like secondary characters in your own story. I want you to picture a house that looks perfect from the sidewalk, with a manicured lawn and a sturdy door. But inside, the air is thin because no one is actually breathing together anymore. Maybe that's your home tonight, where the conversations have turned into transactions about who is picking up the kids or what's for dinner, while the deeper fears and the secret hurts are tucked away under the floorboards. You're worried about your son's grades or your daughter's friends, but God is pointing toward the atmosphere of the home itself, asking you to notice the coldness that has crept into the corners. There's a pain that comes with realizing you're lonely in a full house, a specific kind of ache that makes you want to lock the bathroom door and just sit on the floor for a minute, because you feel like you're failing at the one thing that was supposed to matter most. You've been trying to fix it with logic, trying to manage the chaos with better calendars or stricter rules, but you can't regulate a heart into being soft again. I've seen families where everyone is physically present, but spiritually miles apart, like ships passing in a foggy harbor, and the warning tonight is that the fog is getting thicker. You might be feeling a sense of dread about the future, wondering if your marriage can survive another year of this roommate phase, or if your children will even want to come home once they leave. That fear isn't meant to paralyze you. It's meant to wake you up, to act as a divine alarm clock, ringing in the middle of a very long, very deep sleep. Let's talk about the nights when you lay awake staring at the ceiling, wondering where that version of you went. The one who believed in miracles, the one who thought family was a sanctuary rather than a battlefield. You look at your partner and you see a stranger wearing a familiar face, someone who is also tired, also scared, but neither of you knows how to lower your guard first. There's a pride that builds up like rust on a hinge, making every attempt at connection feel creaky and forced, until eventually you just stop trying to open the door at all. God sees that rust, and He knows how much it hurts to feel like you're losing the person who was supposed to be your teammate. The warning is that you are fighting the wrong enemy. Your spouse is not the enemy, the distance is. And the enemy of your soul wants nothing more than to keep you isolated in your own resentment. Imagine a child sitting in their room, listening to the muffled sounds of their parents arguing in the kitchen. Not even screaming, just that sharp, icy tone of disappointment that cuts deeper than any shout ever could. That child is learning what love looks like from you, and if they see a love that is transactional, conditional, and exhausted, That is the seed being planted in their future. It's a heavy realization, isn't it? The thought that our own unhealed wounds are being passed down like an inheritance no one asked for. You might feel a surge of guilt right now, a lump in your throat, because you know you haven't been the lighthouse they need. If you can feel that right now, if you know that your family needs a fresh touch of grace tonight, just take a second and type Amen in the comments. Let that be your first step toward breaking the cycle. The breakthrough doesn't usually happen on a mountaintop. It happens in the middle of a breakdown, when you finally run out of your own strength and admit that you can't save this family on your own. There is a specific kind of beauty in a broken heart that has stopped trying to pretend everything is fine. When you stop saying "we're good" to everyone at church or in the neighborhood, and finally say "we're hurting" to the Creator, the atmosphere begins to shift. It's like opening a window in a room that hasn't seen fresh air in a decade. The warning is that you are running out of breath, and the solution isn't to run faster. It's to stop and let God breathe for you. Think about a father who spent 20 years building a business so his kids could have everything he didn't, only to realize at the end of it that they didn't want his money. They wanted his time. They wanted him to know the names of their friends and the things they were afraid of. There's a grief in that realization that can be overwhelming, a sense of lost years that you can never get back. But the message tonight is that while you can't change the past, you are currently standing in the past of your future. What you do in the next hour, the next day, the next week, that is what determines if you'll be looking back with the same regret 10 years from now. Transformation is a slow, messy process that looks a lot like apologies that feel awkward and prayers that feel clunky. It looks like putting the phone in a drawer and actually listening to a story about a middle school drama without checking your email. It looks like choosing to be kind when you have every right to be right. The warning is that being right is the loneliest victory you will ever win. Your family doesn't need a perfect leader. They need a present one. They don't need a parent or a spouse who has all the answers. They need one who is willing to ask for forgiveness. There is a spiritual battle happening for the peace of your home, and the weapons being used against you are busyness, comparison, and exhaustion. You see other families on social media who look like they have it all figured out, and you feel like a failure because your reality is messy. But behind those filtered photos are the same struggles, the same fears, and the same warnings. The difference is whether or not you choose to heed the warning before the cracks in the wall become a collapse. God is asking you to be the one who stands in the gap, the one who decides that the generational trauma stops with you, that the anger stops with you, that the silence stops with you. Maybe you're thinking about a specific person in your family right now, someone who has wandered far away, not just physically, but emotionally. You've prayed and you've cried and you've yelled, and nothing has changed. You feel like God isn't listening, or worse, that He's given up on them. But the warning is actually for you, to stop trying to be their Holy Spirit. You can't convict them, you can't change them, and you can't force them to see the light. Your job is to keep the porch light on and the heart open, to be the living evidence of a grace that doesn't make sense. It's the hardest job in the world, to love someone who is actively pushing you away. But that is exactly how we are loved every single day. Consider the moments of quiet desperation when you've looked at your bank account and then at your children's needs and felt a crushing sense of inadequacy. You feel like you can't provide the life they deserve, and that shame turns into irritability, which turns into conflict. The warning here is that you are measuring your worth by the wrong currency. Your family's true wealth isn't found in the brand of their clothes or the size of their bedrooms. It's found in the safety they feel when they walk through the front door. If your home is a place where they have to walk on eggshells to avoid your temper, then all the money in the world won't make them feel rich. We are living in a time where the family unit is under constant siege, where the very idea of a committed, loving household is treated like an outdated relic. You are being told that your career is your identity, that your personal happiness is the highest good, and that if a relationship gets hard, you should just walk away. But the warning tonight is that the happiness found at the expense of your family is a hollow, temporary high. True joy is found in the endurance, in the staying, in the hard work of pulling weeds out of a garden so that something beautiful can actually grow. It's not glamorous, and it's rarely recognized by the world, but it is the most significant work you will ever do. I want to speak to the mother who feels like she's disappearing, who feels like she's just a cook, a driver, and a maid, with no one seeing the woman underneath. You are tired in a way that sleep can't fix, and you're starting to resent the people you love because they take so much and give so little back. The warning is that you are pouring from an empty cup, and you've forgotten to go back to the source to be refilled. You are trying to be the savior of your family, but you were never meant to carry that cross. When you stop trying to be everything to everyone and start being a daughter of the King first, the balance of your home will begin to restore itself. There's a story in the making here, a story where the ending hasn't been written yet. You might be in a chapter right now that feels dark and hopeless, where the dialogue is all bitter and the plot seems stuck. But the author is leaning in tonight, whispering that there is a plot twist coming if you're willing to follow the prompts. The warning isn't a "the end" sign, it's a yield sign. It's a call to change your pace, to look at the map again, and to realize that you've taken a wrong turn a few miles back. It's okay to admit you're lost. It's okay to turn the car around. Think about the legacy you're leaving. When you're gone, what will be the smell of the memory people have of you? Will it be the scent of stress and hurriedness? Or will it be the aroma of peace and intentionality? We spend so much time building things that will crumble. Houses, reputations, savings, and so little time building things that last forever, like the character of our children or the depth of our marriages. God is warning you that the stuff won't matter in the final hour. Only the love will. Only the faith will. Only the way you treated the people who are closest to you. I see a vision of a table where everyone is sitting together, and for the first time in years, there's no tension. There's laughter that isn't forced, and there's a sense of belonging that feels like a warm blanket. This isn't a fantasy. It's a possibility. But it requires you to be the one who goes first, the one who says, "I'm sorry," the one who says, "I love you," without waiting to hear it back, the one who decides that tonight the warning was heard and the lesson was learned. The weight of the world tries to convince us that our small efforts don't matter, that one prayer won't change a rebellious teenager, or one kind word won't save a cold marriage. But the warning is that you've been listening to the father of lies. Small seeds grow into giant trees. Small sparks start great fires. Your decision to pray for your family tonight, to lay your hands on their doors and ask for protection, to speak life instead of death, that is the most powerful thing you can do. You are the priest of your home, whether you feel qualified or not. The authority has been given to you, but you have to pick it up. Think about the lost moments, the car rides where no one speaks, the dinners eaten in front of the TV, the holidays that feel like obligations. Each one of those is a missed opportunity for connection, a brick in the wall you're accidentally building. The warning is to start taking those bricks down, one by one. Ask the weird questions, tell the old stories, be the cringe parent who cares too much. Because the alternative is a house made of walls where no one can see each other anymore. You might feel a sudden urge to go check on your kids right now, or to text your spouse something meaningful. Don't ignore that. That's not just a random thought. That's the response to the warning. We often wait for a burning bush moment to change our lives, but God usually speaks in the still small voice that suggests you just be a little kinder than you feel like being. The urgency is because the heart hardens a little more every time we ignore that voice. If you keep saying "not now," eventually you'll find that you can't hear the voice at all. There's a specific kind of pain in the realization that you've been chasing the wrong things. You wanted the promotion so you could provide, but the promotion took the time you needed to actually be a provider of emotional stability. You wanted the house to be clean so you could feel in control, but the cleaning took the energy you needed to play with your toddler. The warning is about the trade-offs we make every day without thinking. We trade the eternal for the temporary, the soul for the surface. Tonight is the night to look at your trades and see if you're actually winning or if you're just losing slowly. Imagine God looking at your family, not with anger, but with a deep, yearning desire for you to experience the fullness of what He designed family to be. It was meant to be a laboratory of grace, a place where you can fail and still be loved, where you can be weak and be built back up. If your home feels more like a courtroom than a hospital, the warning is that the law cannot save you. Only grace can. You have to stop being the judge and start being the witness. The witness to the fact that we are all broken, all in need of a Savior, and all capable of starting over. The shadows are long tonight, and the world feels increasingly uncertain. You look at the news and you feel a sense of impending trouble, a worry about what kind of world your children are inheriting. But the warning is to stop looking at the world and start looking at your hearth. You cannot control the economy, the wars, or the culture, but you can control the culture of your living room. You can make your home a fortress of truth in a world of lies, a fountain of hope in a desert of despair. That is your mission field. That is your calling. There is a depth of love available to you that you haven't tapped into yet. A love that bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. You've been trying to love with your own limited supply, and you're tapped out. You're resentful, and you're dry. The warning is to stop trying to be the source and start being the vessel. Let the love flow through you from a place that never runs dry. When you do that, you'll find you have patience for the person who annoys you most, and compassion for the child who is testing every boundary. Every family has a secret struggle, the thing you don't talk about at the dinner party. Maybe it's an addiction, a secret debt, a history of abuse, or a deep-seated fear of abandonment. These secrets thrive in the dark, and they grow like mold behind the wallpaper. The warning tonight is that what you hide will eventually destroy what you hope to protect. Bringing things into the light is terrifying, but the light is the only place where healing happens. God already knows the secret. He's just waiting for you to trust Him enough to bring it to Him. Think about the power of your words. You have the ability to speak life into your spouse's weary spirit, or to crush it with a single sarcastic comment. You can tell your children they are a blessing, or you can make them feel like a burden. The warning is that your words are like seeds planted in a garden. You will eventually have to eat the fruit of what you say. If you've been speaking words of death, of criticism, and of hopelessness, don't be surprised when your home feels like a graveyard. But the beautiful thing about a garden is that you can always plant new seeds. Tonight, start speaking life. Even if it feels fake at first, speak the truth of who God says they are, not who they are acting like right now. There is a generational blessing waiting to be unlocked, a promise that extends to your children's children. But it requires a gatekeeper who is willing to stay awake. The warning is against spiritual lethargy, against the "it is what it is" attitude that lets the fire go out. Don't let the fire go out on your watch. Keep the prayer going, keep the faith going, keep the love going, even when you're the only one doing it, especially when you're the only one doing it. Your faithfulness in the secret places is what will save your family in the public ones. The night is moving on, but the message is just beginning to settle in. You might be feeling a sense of peace right now, a quiet yes in your spirit that knows this was for you. That peace is the confirmation that you are not alone in this fight. The Creator of the universe is invested in your family. He is the one who put you together, and He is the one who can keep you together. The warning wasn't meant to leave you in fear, but to lead you to the Father. As you look around your home tonight, see it with new eyes. See the messy shoes as a sign of life, the loud noises as a sign of presence, and even the difficult conversations as opportunities for growth. Everything changes when you realize that your family is a gift you've been entrusted with, not a problem you have to solve. There is a grace that is sufficient for your mistakes, and a power that is made perfect in your weakness. Let that be your anchor as you navigate the waters ahead. The story continues tomorrow morning when the sun comes up and the routine starts again. The real test is in the mundane, in the everyday moments where you choose to remember the warning and act on the love. Don't let the busyness of tomorrow steal the conviction of tonight. Hold on to this feeling, this clarity, this sense of purpose. Your family is worth the effort. They are worth the tears. They are worth the fight. And you are the one chosen for this moment, for this house, for this time. Keep listening to that inner whisper, the one that tells you to hold on a little longer, to forgive a little faster, and to love a little deeper. There are layers of your heart that are still being opened, parts of your family's story that haven't even been hinted at yet. There are breakthroughs in the making that will leave you breathless with gratitude if you just don't give up now. The road might be long and the path might be steep, but you are being carried by a strength that is far greater than your own. Think of the legacy of a single prayer, how it ripples through time and touches lives you will never meet. Your prayer for your family tonight is an eternal investment. It's a shield that you are placing around them, a light that will guide them when they are in their own dark nights. Never underestimate the power of a heart turned toward God on behalf of the people it loves. It is the most revolutionary act a human being can perform. There is more to be said, more to be felt, and more to be transformed. The conversation between you and your Creator is just getting started, and the warning is merely the opening line of a much longer invitation into a life of abundance and peace. Let it soak into your bones. Let it change the way you breathe. Your family is waiting for the version of you that is coming alive tonight.
My child, before you go, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, turn on the bell icon, and comment if you believe I am guiding your life. May blessings follow you today.